What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Day Trade with Zay. My name's Isaac, and today is Tuesday, January 11th. It is our first trading day of the week. Yesterday, I was coming back from Vegas, seeing that amazing Raiders-Chargers game. And yeah, let's get right into the trade breakdown for today. So when I woke up this morning, I had actually seen that price had pushed up after a big fall down yesterday. The big talk was this crash that had happened. Where is it at? Yeah, yesterday. So we've seen this big drop off yesterday. It was about 685 to 16. Whoa, yeah, it's even bigger than I thought. A little over 500 pip drop. But in the same stretch, we've seen almost a complete rebound before the day switched over to the Asian session. So a huge 500 drop and basically a 500 pip push back up. And yeah, so what I seen when I came back in was I seen that price had kind of broken the support level right here. So you've seen that price had touched this level, push back up, touch this level, push back up, and so on and so forth, creating a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, but then it had created a lower low. So let me just go ahead and show you what price did as I was waiting for it to come back into. Um, well, I had already seen that price had broken this level, right? I was waiting for it, so let me just show you exactly what price did. This is 6:30 open, I believe. Yeah, right here is 6:30, and I was pretty patient for the most part. Pretty patient for the most part. I was able to just go ahead and check my reads, and I seen that price actually drop to this level here, right? So at that point, when it dropped here, I drew my fib out. It had already been out, but I drew my fib out because I knew that this was at least a clear break of structure to the downside, at least on a scalping level, right? We're on the 15 and 5 minute chart. So yeah, let me show you what happened at this level. Let me actually get down into the 1 minute chart. Because I actually had my bias switched. There was some news today that actually happened as well. I believe, let me see again, Powell had testified today, and the news was somewhat good. I'm assuming, even though at the moment that it hit, it was a little bad. But I kept seeing that price was respecting this area at this level right here, right? And kind of forming just some consolidation, and it wasn't really breaking the area. So once I seen it break above, so I seen it rejecting the 50 EMA, rejecting the 50 EMA, coming down. But I did see that there's basically this level that was being respected, right? You can kind of see it clearly right here. It's kind of a resistance to support level. You see it support, resistance, support. And I told myself if price broke above the 50 EMA on top of this level here, then I'd be looking for buys up to this level here to go ahead and get a nice sell off, right? Up to our sell level. So I usually don't recommend doing that just because when that happens, you really want to stick to one bias. And this was my bias. It was just, I shouldn't have done it. Long story short, but I did think that the price was going to come up to this level here and either break past it or respect it. And we had already called the trade, and it was something that I was looking for based off of the IOC here on the 15-minute chart, right? So I expected price to come up to this level here and show some respect and reverse down. I thought at least to this level here at about 189 pips from our entry, right? So let's get back into the 1 minute. And you could see price at this level. I think it's right after this candle is when I actually joined, or it might have been this candle that I actually jumped into the trade. Yeah, I think it was this candle right here that I jumped into the trade just because I seen it wicking in and out of this level, and now it wasn't using this 50 EMA line as a resistance level, right? But now it's using it as a support level, which is something that I noticed. So I jumped into the trade and I told myself I wanted to see what would happen when it got up to the level up top. So I believe I pulled this trade at, yeah, 64 pips. I seen what it did to the levels. No, you know what? Yeah, it was 54 pips. I think it was 54 pips. So I seen the rejection that it had right here. And then the next candle down, I seen that it was possible it was coming down. I didn't want to chance it because I knew that this was a possible sell-off. My bias was a sell. So I pulled the trade at about 54 pips. And then it obviously did its thing, came up to this level, tapped it, and it was basically a perfect rejection off of a level, right, that we were looking for. This is basically the entry that we had. And got in a little late though, right, just because I thought it might have blew past this. But I jumped in there right before that big push down, and I was able to jump in. And after about, yeah, it's up about 20 pips at this level right here. I moved my stops to break even, and I wanted to see it break through to the downside. But unfortunately, it pushed back up. I was still in the trade all up into this time, still in the trade, still in the trade, and then I was broken even at that level right there. But I did know that price respected this area, so I thought that it can do it again. So broke even at this level. Price stayed above the 50 EMA, now using it as a support level, right? But I still trusted this bias. So right there is when I actually jumped into the trade, and I got in a beautiful entry. And if you guys want to check out the entry, you can actually go onto the Instagram page and at Day Trade with Zay, and you could actually see the entry that I posted on my reels and my story. But I was able to go ahead and jump into the trade at this level right here and write it down. And you could see we had a huge engulfing candle right here that basically took over the previous bullish candle that had pushed up and rejected the level. 648 to 590, that's a 50 pip candle right here, right? Right after a key level. So we were in a pretty good trade. The reaction was great. And I seen it pushing down. I seen it now using resistance, 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 support, support, support. Now I've seen it using this again as a resistance level. And after I seen this, I was pretty stoked about the trade. But um, me learning what I've learned, especially over the past, few months, is that, you can't be greedy when you got 100 plus pips, 70 pips. I seen it respecting this level, but I also seen it not getting any push. So this is what made me keep my trade in. And but you gotta know, okay, at this level, I'm gonna go ahead and take half of my trade. At this level, I'm going to go ahead and pull a quarter of my trade or a majority of my trade. I'm going to leave a 0.01 runner. And that's when you could go ahead and do that. And that's exactly what I did. It wasn't here per se. I think I might have seen this candle go by. Yeah, I still had the trade in at this point, but right here, I didn't like that push up, and I think it actually came back down again. And that's when I pulled my trade. Yeah, right there, right here. I think right there is where I actually pulled my trade. And one of these candles right here is where I actually pulled my trade at 110 pips. And I was able to go ahead and clear that. And I left a 0.01 runner with a stop loss just above here. So either way, I was going to make money on the trade. It was a risk-free trade now. I had made my profits from this trade, broken even here, and then I made my profits off of 110 pips right here, and was stopped out eventually at this level right here. And price had a huge rejection to the upside, and I could see it clearly now, and usually you can't. Hindsight's 2020, but one thing you see here, and it's these letters are the most famous letters, in my opinion, in the trading community. We have a perfectly, I want to say perfect, but we do have a W that was formed here. And usually what that would signal, boom, 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 a W with a higher low, higher than that one, you'll see it push up to the upside. And that's exactly what happened. I was stopped out at this level here, stopped out of the trade, and I'll just go ahead and continue it up. You can see exactly what happened for yourself. Price absolutely flew. Boom, you could see it just pushing, pushing. This is around 8:30, 8:20, so I'm dropping my daughter off of school, and it absolutely blew up. And one of my buddies actually called it, looking for buys, and I knew that it was possible for a buy. This is just a retracement. I think I even said it on the live stream that Short term, my bias is a sell off. Long term, I could see it pushing up. And when I say long term, I'm a scalper, so remember, long term for me is basically a couple hours or a couple days and to a week. So I did see that possibly happening at this level. But overall, my bias was good. I seen the break of structure to the downside. I made sure not to get greedy, and I closed my trade, at 70 pips, I believe. I closed half of my trade, 74 pips or 72 pips, and then I closed a big majority of it after at 110 pips, and then my point zero 0.01 runner was stopped out down here. And yeah, overall it was a good trading day just because we weren't getting greedy. Money management, we only stuck to our two trades. I was able to hit basically 150% of my goal today. And overall, it was a good day, a successful first day of trading since we didn't trade yesterday. We hit for, what was that? 110 pips there. I think I said on my Instagram 200 plus pips, but 55 pips and 110 pips. But including all the way down here, I think it could have got close to 200. But total, we got about 165 pips today, which is never a bad day. And yeah, we're just gonna keep this thing going. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And please join me tomorrow at 6:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, um, any ideas that you think that I'm speaking on wrongly, please go ahead and comment in the comment section. I'd also appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you can share, that'd be amazing. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.